and welcome to The Panelists, the show where we subject tough philosophical questions to a thorough medical exam, aka a deep probing. Of course, everybody here makes a big deal about how I'm some sort of like terrible puppet master and forcing people to undergo the agony of debate, but I'll have you know that I have also experienced true suffering. I had a bit of floss break off and actually get stuck between my teeth, and the only way to get that out is with more floss. I was very scared. It was like the worst 30 seconds of my entire existence. So, without further ado, let's subject you guys to some sort of mental equivalent of that. Joining me this week is Team Pixel Wave.
Yeah, it's kind of like the music you would get when your Casio boinks an NES.
And Team Treasure Planet.
We're a modern classic that's hard to forget.
Really?
I might be thinking of the other one.
Titan AE?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I prefer Titan AE.
Team Titan AE.
Thank you, Team 90s Animation. But while your box office totals may have been disappointing, I think you will find that I have some good news for you. You have won a local sweepstakes.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, due to a data entry mishap, you have been mistakenly classified as a retirement home. Therefore, instead of getting a cash prize, you're being offered something of equivalent value to enrich the lives of the many octogenarians that are living inside you. Do you take 30,000 pounds of ground beef or an exclusive 2-song concert from Paul Anka?
I don't know who Paul Anka is.
We're going with Paul Anka, Kathleen.
Ian, where are you keeping your 30,000 pounds of ground beef?
In an underground tank, cryogenically frozen, defrosted a little bit at a time so that I can finally achieve my dream of having hot and cold running beef.
So we do have to take the 30,000 pounds of ground beef as one lump sum.
Correct.
That's really good because I buy a lot of ground beef in bulk, and my big problem with that when it's on discount is the discount ones are usually like these small little things. You've got to buy like 4 or 5 of these packages of ground beef about this size, and then cut them all open and put them into the bag, and then vacuum seal it, and then you're done.
Okay, I don't mean to cut you off in what sounds like a great plan, but I'm watching Cameron like writhe as you describe each and every moment of this, and this needs to stop. The idea of the whole premise of this is horrible.
No, I was still thinking about Paul Anka. I wasn't even listening.
Well, I'm trying not to think of 30,000 pounds of ground beef, but that's still what I'm going with.
Okay, no, seriously though, I need to know who Paul Anka is. I can't feasibly work with this conversation topic if I don't know the person.
Apologies. I did select somebody famous among the elderly. He was a crooner from the 1950s. He's famously Canadian. He's sort of the auditory equivalent of hot mayonnaise.
Why is everything that we're talking about in this first question tailor-made to make Cameron squeamish?
Because I'm good at my job.
Graham,
Yes.
I've made a horrible mistake.
In going for the beef over the Paul Anka?
One of my dreams, yes, has been to have hot and cold running beef and enough to actually fill an electric jerky gun with, but I completely forgot about Paul Anka's In a Metal Mood.
Ian, that's Pat Boone.
Oh good, that makes my decision much easier.
So still beef then.
100% beef.
So we want to connect the jerky gun somehow, I assume some sort of hose, to the tank of, how do we, I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
I want to help you achieve this dream. I need to understand physically how we only thaw parts of the beef at a time.
Well, this is where
Like some sort of ice saw?
this is where the innovation really happens.
Okay,
Yeah. I don't know.
I see.
I think an ice saw would work.
Do you just saw beef cookies off of this, like a pair of lumberjacks with one of those 2-man saws?
Yes, a crosscut saw could work, or we could use one of those heat stripping guns and just sort of like thaw a section while we take a scrape.
I mean, the world's been looking for a non-violent use for the guillotine since, the early 1800s.
I'm not convinced that's true.
Wait, okay. I figured out a way that we can make Paul Anka work with me having next to zero knowledge about him.
Mm-hmm.
So Paul Anka's a famous guy, right? I assume he's made a lot of money and music and all that kind of jazz.
Quite frankly, it's surprising he's slumming it by giving you the prize for this sweepstakes.
Well, so maybe we befriend him. We become chummy with him. We make him feel relevant again amongst the hip kids and the teens and whatnot. We get written into his will. And then when he dies, which I'm sure would probably be soon if he's from like the 1950s, then we get the money, and in the end we make out like bandits.
Ooh.
So your plan is create Paul Anka having an accident.
No,
And then-
he doesn't need to have an accident. He's gonna die soon, I assume. How old is the guy?
Like 70?
Yeah, wait it out 10 years. That's more than enough time to befriend him and then also gain his riches.
We might be able to work together on this.
30,000 pounds of Paul Anka?
No, I'm just saying if Paul Anka needs to go away, spoiled beef.
Out of curiosity, at what rate of consumption does an octogenarian consume ground beef? How large a population and for how long are you feeding them?
Cameron, I've been doing quite a bit of thinking about this in the last 5 minutes, actually. I think the best way to think of it is not an idea of how much, it's at what rate. The best way to take care of this, I think, is to actually make it just one long pipeline from the frozen tundra. Constantly moving at about, I'd say, about a centimeter every minute or so. Maybe the diameter of about a ping pong ball, so that's just there. Centimeter at a time. Mouthful of ground beef until you're ready for the next one.
You're describing a tool video, Ian.
If you can inject a little egg in there in the last couple minutes, it's just like a
It's a steak tartare.
tartare.
No! Time out!
Wait, Ian. Okay, better plan. Your underground bunker situation, right? And I was talking about forming it into a puck. No. Less of a puck, more of a column.
Cylinder?
Yes, on a giant lazy Susan, surrounded by heating elements. We just make an enormous ground beef shawarma.
Graham, you're onto something because there were some plans for space colonies back in the 50s that involved inflating asteroids. If we could do that, chop it in half and line one side of an inflated asteroid with tinfoil, we could harness the power of the sun and shawarma spin in space.
This is exactly the kind of insane shit Elon Musk is all over.
Need a big blade just to cut tiny strips off, and then as they fall through the atmosphere, you get that crisping action through re-entry.
Yeah. And the smell.
Oh, everyone gets to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Everyone has to enjoy it.
Dear Elon, please call us.
Nobody enjoys the smell of cooking ground beef.
He's not wrong. I mean, I don't exactly walk into like a donair joint and go, breathe it in.
No one says that around 70-year-old men either.
I'm not grabbing this 70-year-old man so that we can like smell him. I'm trying to partner up and buddy with him so that I can take all of his riches.
It's a mutually beneficial arrangement.
He gets to die finally, and I get money.
What do you mean finally? Is Paul Anka a lich? What's his phylactery?
I assume a nursing home.
Do we have to find out which of his 28 albums are Horcruxes? Like, is it Feelings or The Music Man?
I presume whatever Ponyboy and the Outsiders haven't already smashed.
Damn.
Holy shit.
Wow. That's a reference I understand from high school.
Now, I don't get something about music.
Ah. I'm just hungry now.
We got a bunch of ground beef at home.
We've got some Paul Anka.
This could be a very romantic evening if we play it right.
So what we've decided on is that Team Pixel Wave is just advocating for elder abuse, and Team Disappointing Box Office 90s Animation is got some very high concept things that they'd like Elon Musk's involvement with.
At no point did I suggest any form of elder abuse. I said we would become buddies and then get written into his will.
I believe befriending elders for the specific purpose of bilking their loved ones out of their money is literally like one of the things that they define as elder abuse.
Is it actually?
I'm pretty sure.
Huh. Don't send me to jail, internet cops.
Don't worry, Ben. We can keep you safe in a room made entirely of frozen ground beef.
Yeah, it's not in their jurisdiction. It's across state lines. Frozen to liquid.
Well, at first I was going to give Team Pixel Wave no points, but I've actually decided to award them 1 point for Ben's flagrant disregard for the law of the internet police. You're a very bold man, Ben.
Fight me, YouTube.
Godspeed, Ulmer. And 1 point to you guys for this Elon Musk thing you're cooking up.
Cooking is part of the plan.
Moving on to our next difficult problem. Good news! You are broke and hungry. But you have also been mistaken for renowned architects Jacques Herzog and Pierre de Miron. And therefore, you are currently at a charity gala with unbelievably good food. The bad news, however, is that a reporter from El Decor has cornered this duo of renowned Swiss architects and would love it if you guys could weigh in on current home decor trends so they could craft a feature article about what you think that we should be doing with our living rooms in 2018. If your identities are rumbled, you will lose access to this sumptuous food you so crave, and you will be ejected from the gala. What do you tell El Decor? Team 90s Animation.
I've been dead for 3 years.
Water features and lots of neon.
Ooh. Plush brutalism.
I'm essentially pushing for IRL vaporwave.
Hey, back off, buddy. That's our jurisdiction this time.
I'm just saying lots of interior statuary, pyramids, pink neon lighting in geometric shapes, palm trees for some reason, and then yeah, like fountains or something.
Everything outlined in EL wiring.
Nothing but staircases.
Yeah, we wanted to Escher this shit.
Everything is a staircase leading to someplace. I've been waiting for this my entire life. Bookcases are staircases. Coffee tables are staircases. Chairs, also staircases. Walls, staircases. You're going to look into this place and think, my anti-aliasing is set wrong again. But no, because your video card, staircase. You're going to open a staircase to get out your mug, but you've opened the wrong staircase and suddenly you've let the cat out
Luckily, the cat is also a staircase.
and can't move.
Another advantage to vaporwave interior, light on the graphics card.
Like, you mean it's easy on the graphics card, or like we have lights on the graphics card? Because I'm pretty sure we have lights around the edge of the graphics card and every other right-angled surface.
Oh yeah, no, you have pink neon lights around everything, but it's also very easy to render.
Oh,
you know,
yes.
whereas they have staircases everywhere, our staircase is just a series of marble slabs in the middle of a largely empty horizon.
You keep that fog real close.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I can't hear you from on top of my stairs.
How do you actually get out of that place?
You take the stairs, Graham.
Yeah, we have never once skipped leg day.
In Vaporwave House, the primary mode of conveyance is rollerblades.
Very accessible.
And if this doesn't take off, you can always tell them that Vaporwave House is actually the next thing that you're pitching to Pitchfork.
Graham, we need to bust out our lucite turntables.
I left mine in my other pants. I don't know what you're looking at.
The pants.
Yeah, these are the pants that don't have a lucite turntable in them. That's why they look normal.
So what I've gotten from this debate is that Team Titan AE is advocating for some sort of very like frou-frou, high-end, crazy aesthetic.
Aesthetic.
I'm sure El Decor will love that. It's very pretentious. And Team Pixelwave is just advocating for no one to ever skip leg day.
Well, that and we're really, really big fans of Labyrinth.
I'm also a large fan of Labyrinth. So Team Treasure Planet, you get 1.5 points for dreaming a big dream. And Team Pixelwave, I will also give you 1.5 points because your argument was concise and powerful and made sense, unlike theirs. So in the end, it's a tie with 2.5 points for each team. So what we've concluded is that there are no easy answers to these dumb questions that I made up a few minutes before we started filming. But if you have a question for the panelists, keep it to yourself, because Paul told me I could not use help@loadingreadyrun.com because that was a misleading email address. Until next time, please enjoy the panelists.